there's qualitative and quantitative approaches to knowing the world. And the other is that there are qualitative indicators. So for instance, take what are called subjective indicators like happiness, which is of course now much talked about. You can measure happiness quantitatively as well. I mean, the work of Daniel Kahneman is of course been major, in which they measure it. So the indicator is subjective, but they ask, for instance, look, were you happy yesterday? For instance, affect. What was your, how did you feel yesterday, for instance, versus how do you life satisfaction? And there are Gallup polls in the variety of ways by which you can measure it. So that's one part of it. The other is qualitative elements which are difficult to measure, as you say, but we recognize, and I think the recognition of that is very important, because what we've also recognized is that, like the earlier thing I was talking about collective action. And there was a huge amount of skepticism about collective action because centrally neoclassical economics assumes the self-interest as the motivating force of human behavior. We know in reality that, of course, as human beings, there's self-interest, there's altruism, there is all sorts of other ways in which we respond, and trust is something that can be built. So I think there is a recognition of that importance, particularly in the collective action literature, because why would communities come together? Of course, self-interest, but the way you can't monitor everything. So for instance, you're protecting a forest, you can't be there, you can have patrol groups and so on, but also social norm builds up that, look, it's not right to actually steal from what is a public good in a community resource. And a degree of trust also builds up that you're not going to, if I desist from taking from the forest, you're also going to desist from doing it. That is in the entire community. So it seems to me that although we're not, you're right, that we're not able to directly measure it. I think there are indirect indicators, especially in our ability to do collective action, which suggest the importance of precisely issues of social norms and trust, reciprocity, even moral norms.